Satnam, and welcome to today's Kundalini Yoga class. This is a complimentary class that I've offered to a few of you who are new to Kundalini Yoga. And today's Krya, so a Krya is a sequence of movements, breath work, chanting meditation, that leads to a specific outcome. And today's Krya is called connecting to our guides and ancestors. And really what that means is or connecting to our guides, angels and ancestors. You can add angels to that as well. Because whatever your belief systems, Kundalini Yoga is not a religion. It respects all belief systems and works together with anyone's belief systems or religious beliefs. So this Krya to connect with your guides, angels and ancestors is really about connecting to the wisdom that we already have, that innate wisdom. Science dates back or can trace back to 14 generations in our DNA. That's 32,766 thousand ancestors. That's a lot of ancestors in our DNA, right? And that is within us. All that ancestral, that the DNA carries information to us. Information that we have access to and ability to tap into. In today's world, which is rather busy and can be very distracting with everything that's going on, whether it's the news or social media, it has its benefits, but it also has its negatives, like everything. So this is what we do. Kundalini Yoga allows us to take that pause in our day to come back to ourselves and listen to that. So listening to the information that we already have that exists within us. It is also about connecting to our guides or angels. We are always supported, whether it is through the ancestral realm or other realms. But even if you don't, that's not part of your belief system. Even if you think angels are a bit woo-woo, think of it as your inner guidance, your inner GPS, right? Your intuition. That is powerful. And just coming to stillness and listening, being aware of what your intuition is trying to tell you with these whispers, really, really can help us particularly guide to navigate through our days. So that's just a little bit about the Krya that we're going to do. It'll hopefully take about 45 minutes. And we've got a short meditation at the end, which you can do for longer, but for the purposes of today, we're only going to do 3 to 5 minutes, depending on time. So let us begin before we do that, I should just introduce myself to those who don't know me. I'm Tuğçe, Koçoğlu-Hobden, and I'm your Kundalini Yoga teacher. I'm also a transformational coach and a healer, energy healer. So what I do in my work, I blend the practices. I love practicing Kundalini Yoga. I do it daily. I have a daily practice with other things included in my practice. So, Kundalini Yoga, meditation, intention setting and other stuff. So I just love Kundalini Yoga. I was introduced to it a few years ago. I've done my teacher training in it. And I just want to share this beautiful practice with as many people as I can. So here we are. So we're going to begin by tuning in, as we do with every class in Kundalini. We tune in with the Adi mantra, the primal mantra, and that is in the chat. So it's Ong Namo Gurudev Namo. So let me just begin the timer so I don't lose track. So on the Ong, we're going to hit the roof of our mouth with our tongue. Ong. So you're penetrating the palate and you're stimulating the hypothalamus, the pineal gland and the pituitary glands begin to get the energy to the front brain. So we're going to, as we chant, so Om, and then we try and do it on one breath if possible. If it's not possible to do it on one breath, do it in a breath and a half. So I invite you to just go Om Namo, and then a breath. Guru Dev Namo, and we'll chant that 3 times. As you progress in your practice, it'll get easier to just do it on one breath once your lungs begin to expand and you begin doing more breath work. Kundalini Yoga has a lot of breath work in the Kryas, or pranayam. If you hear me referring to it as pranayam, it's just breathing techniques, breath work. So this tuning in connects us to our golden chain. We have a golden chain in yoga. We call it the golden chain, which connects us to our guides, our ancestors, our teachers, and the students who came before us. So this connects us to the wisdom of the practice, to the wisdom and knowledge that is there, to our past and future students and masters and guides and angels. And then we will chant the Mangala Charan chant. Again, that's in the chat. So it goes Ad Gure Name, Jugad Gure Name, Sat Gure Name, Sri Gurudeve Name. And again, we'll chant that 3 times. And that is a chant of protection, for protection. So we chant that. Again, you can either chant that will join with me, or if you choose not to chant, simply listen and absorb the vibrations of the chant. That will be just as nourishing and just as good. The meaning of the Adi mantra is I bow to the primal wisdom within me and within all beings. So let's begin. We begin by rubbing our palms together, activating the 72,000 nadis, the energy channels within our palms, bringing our hands into prayer pose, thumbs to sternum, elbows are flared wide, closing our eyes, gazing at the third eye center, that point between the brow and the eyebrows, and then take a deep breath in. Push the belly out on the inhale, and then exhale, drawing the belly back towards the spine. Let's do that one more time. Inhale, push the belly out. Exhale, pulling the belly back towards the spine. And then inhale to chant. Om Namo Guru Dev Namo. Om Namo Guru Dev Namo. Om Namo Guru Dev Namo. Ad Gure Name, Jugad Gure Name, Sat Gure Name, Sri Gurudeve Name. Ad Gure Name, Jugad Gure Name, Sat Gure Name, Sri Gurudeve Name. Ad Gure Name, Jugad Gure Name, Sat Gure Name, Sri Gurudeve Name. Now take a deep breath in. Push the belly way out. Now squeeze the rectum, squeeze the pelvic floor muscles up and in, and just feel that energy drawing it up from your root up the spine, up into your crown. And release the breath, and gently placing the hands down to the knees, palms facing up, eyes remain closed, chin is dipped in slightly into the chest. Just rest here for a moment, allowing the energy to settle and just noticing any sensations after that tuning in and protection chants. Being aware of your physical body. And now we're going to come into an asana called Sufi circles. So if, like me, you're sitting on a cushion, and actually, sorry, I should have said this at the beginning, if you've got a meditation cushion, it really helps to get into posture, to sit at the edge of the cushion well in some of the asanas, and maybe when you're in meditation, particularly for sitting for longer periods of time. So have that handy. Also have your blanket handy and maybe a glass of water, some socks as well, something warm if it's cold where you are, like it is here. Or when we go into Shavasana, just some things that you can get warm and cozy with. You can always pause the video and collect those things. So placing your hands now onto your knees or your thighs. Knees are the best for this one. Closing the eyes and inhaling forward. And then exhale, we're going to rotate the body around. So inhale forwards and exhale as you move your body around. You can start in any direction. We will be going both directions, so I'll tell you to switch after a minute. So inhale forwards, exhaling back as you rotate. We want to keep our seat bones firmly rooted onto the mat, onto the earth. And we just want to be moving the upper body, so from the hips up towards the upper body. Kind of imagine it as your body being a ladle in a pot, and you're stirring this pot with your body. Inhale forward, exhaling back. Inhale forwards, exhale back. Really gentle, big circles with the body. Opening up the pelvic bowl. Our left hip, our left thigh being our intention, our right being our motivation. Left is feminine, right is masculine. And as we are rotating, we're opening up our pelvic bowl, which is the place of our purpose. Now, rotate the opposite direction. Just switch directions. So we're stimulating the pelvic bowl so that we're moving the energy, begin to move the energy up to our higher centers. I like to imagine roots coming out of my seat bones and anchoring me in to Mother Earth. This is a really grounding exercise, and one that you can do daily. If you're doing this in a wheelchair, or if you're seated, you could just do this sitting down. And if you're finding that your mind is chatting, you can mentally chant Sat on the inhale, Nam on the exhale. Sat as you inhale forwards, Nam as you exhale back. Now come back into center, hold the breath, push the belly out, and exhale, release the breath, and just bring your palms facing up on your thighs and your knees for a moment. And we're going to come into the next asana now, bringing the soles of our feet together. And now gently release the knees as far as they will go. Just see what's comfortable, whatever feels comfortable for you. And we're going to bring our hands out. Our left palm is going to be facing up. Our right palm is going to be facing down. And we're going to start to move our shoulders up and down. So inhale up and exhale down. Inhale up, exhale down. So we want our hands are sort of staying in position, but our shoulders are moving. Inhale, pushing the belly out. Exhale, pulling the belly back towards the spine. It's almost like you're gliding. These are your angel wings, or you can picture yourself or visualize yourself as a bird. I like to visualize an eagle, just as you're soaring and gliding through the sky with these beautiful wings. Eyes are closed, the gaze or the drishti is at the third eye point. And if you need to take a break and just come back into it. Slowly build your way up to this. We're working on the shoulders here. It's said that we carry the weights of the world on our shoulders. We've heard that term many times. So just a few more seconds here, about 10 more seconds. Now inhale, bring your palms up. Interlace the fingers except for the index finger and just stretch up. Suspending the breath. And release. Gently releasing the arms back down to your sides, onto the mat. And just for a moment, coming back into easy pose or half lotus. Eyes remain closed. Palms facing up. Just experience the experience of that asana, relaxing the shoulders. Just experience sensations in your body. And if you're not experiencing anything, that's absolutely okay. Now put your palms back onto your knees, so turn them over again, and then just gently and slowly and intentionally inhale. And as you inhale left, you're going to turn your head left, sorry. Exhale right, gently turning the head right on the exhale. So keeping the inhale and exhale long. Inhale left, pushing the belly out. Exhale, belly back towards the spine. Gently and intentionally rotating or turning the head. And just making sure that your spine is also long, that you're not hunched over, shoulders are relaxed. Inhaling left, exhaling right. Purposeful and intentional movements. Again, an invitation to chant Sats on the inhale, Nam on the exhale. Sat Nam simply means I am truth, or just truth. Now inhaling back to center. And we're now going to come into rock pose. But if this is difficult or not on your knees, you could remain in easy pose, so seated. If not, come into rock pose, which is simply sitting on our heels. So we want our heels to be aligned with our bottom. So just touching the lines, the meridian lines under our bottom. And keeping our spine long. Actually, I'll take this off. Keeping our spine nice and long. If it's more comfortable, you can also place a towel or a blanket beneath your bottom and your heels. And then here we're going to be doing some spinal flexors. Let me just take my phone so I can see it. And then we'll begin inhaling forwards. And we're curving our spine. Exhale and then arching. Inhale forwards. Exhale, finding that curve. This is like doing a cat-cow, which you might be familiar with in yoga, and we also do it in Kundalini. Really slow and intentional movement. Inhaling up. And as we inhale up, we want to be looking up as well. Our eyes are closed, but we want our neck to be slightly going back, just very slightly. Find that curve in the neck as well as a curve in the back, in the spine. And then exhaling, dipping the chin into our chest. So curving that neck and the back. Very intentional again. And very slowly. In fact, you probably want to slow it down even further than you think. And again, if you're doing this seated or in a wheelchair or a chair, you can just do this from the spine up. Just gently doing this with your hands on your knees as you're seated. Now inhale forwards. Hold this position. Gaze up, almost gaze as you're gazing up towards your crown. And release it. Just coming back into center for a moment. Palms facing down on the thighs or the knees. And now coming into life nerve stretch. So this is a front life nerve stretch. And actually, so we're going to be stretching our legs out in front of us. We're going to be flexing our feet. And our palms are going to be, our hands are extended, our palms are facing each other. We're going to introduce here, and let me just come into sitting so I can share and show. We're going to be doing a breath called breath of fire. For those who are not familiar with breath of fire, it is what I think of it as a speeded up long and deep breathing. So for long and deep breathing, we are inhaling, pushing the belly out, exhaling, pulling the belly back towards the spine. Inhale, belly out, exhale, belly in. Inhale, belly out, exhale, belly in. And with breath of fire, it is the same, equal inhales and equal exhales, but it goes a bit like this. So we're snapping the belly back towards the spine. So slowly inhale, belly out, exhale, belly in, inhale, belly out. Faster, faster still. So with this one, I invite you to practice if you've not done it before. I have an unlisted link on my YouTube channel if you wish to have it. It's a tutorial on breath of fire. Ask me and I'll send you the link. Or you can Google links. There's lots of tutorials on breath of fire. It's a really powerful breath and we use it a lot in Kundalini. So if you're not familiar with it and you prefer not to use breath of fire, just do long and deep breathing. If you're menstruating or you just don't feel like it, absolutely fine, long and deep breathing. So legs are extended, feet are flexed, pointing towards, almost pointing towards you, the toes, hands are out parallel to each other, and then begin breath of fire or long and deep breathing. So you want to keep the spine nice and tall. We want the energy to be moving up from the lower centers, energy centers, up through the spine, nice and long. We don't want any, if we're like this, we're going to be having kinks in it, so the energy won't be flowing up. Eyes are closed, gazing at the third eye center. If you need to take a break, and then come back into it. Just do what feels good and just feel good about it. That is one of the mantras of Kundalini. It's feeling good about it and just working your way up to it. Keep the toes flexed, arms stretched, keeping the spine nice and long, keeping the neck long. Chin dipped in ever so slightly to the chest. Now inhale. Bring your arms up, stretch the fingers wide, stretch them up. Hold that breath and release it. And coming into easy pose for a moment. And just experiencing the sensations after that. Life nerve stretch asana. And now bringing ourselves into our next asana, which is Cobra into Guru Pranam. And we will start again with in rock pose. And if you're in a chair or wheelchair, or you can still do this by stretching out onto your thighs. You can just bring your hands onto your thighs, coming down, and then bringing yourself up. So down on the inhale, up on the exhale. And if you're doing this with me, you can again place a towel or a rolled up blanket or a cushion between your bottom and your heels. And the inhale is going to be cobra. So we come inhale and we drop our hips down to our mat. And then we're going to exhale, coming into child's pose or Guru Pranam. So our head touches the mat and then back into inhale. So we're going to be here for a minute and a half. If you have back issues, if you're feeling it in your back, just come up as much as you can, as much as you want, as feels comfortable. Don't, if the lower back isn't used to it, just be really gentle on yourself here. So inhale forwards, exhale into Guru Pranam, head on the mat, inhale forwards. And here we're really opening up the heart center, the heart chakra as we inhale, coming into Cobra. And as you come into that Cobra, you can visualize energy emanating from that heart center. Really feel that powerful electromagnetic field of the heart. This is really also working the ribs, the lungs, and allowing that energy to go up from the lower centers to the higher centers. And again, really purposeful, intentional movements, being gentle. Stretching into our body glove. Now, come into inhale and exhale back onto your heels, forehead on the mat, arms stretched out in front of you. Just sit here for a moment, enjoying this little mini break. And now gently bringing yourself back up into a seated position. I'm going to take my cushion for this one. We're going to sit here for a moment. And again, the cushion really helps us to create that natural lumbar curve in our spine. So we want to sit on the edge of our cushion. Our hips are higher than our knees. And here we're going to do just about a minute and a half of an asana, which is also Krya in itself, called Sat Krya. We're going to bring our hands, interlace our fingers. If you identify with feminine energy or feminine, bring your left thumb over your right thumb, or if you identify with masculine, right thumb over left. I also play around with these because sometimes, we all have masculine and feminine energies, and if I feel like I need more motivation, One day I'll start with my right thumb. So, again, you could play around with it, and there's no right or wrong way to do it. So we're going to bring that mudra here in front of our solar plexus. And here we're going to chant Sat Nam, Sat Nam. And on the Sat, I invite you to squeeze and bring up and pull in your pelvic floor muscles and your navel. So squeeze it up and in. You can also squeeze, it might help also to squeeze the rectum. We all have, men and women have pelvic floor muscles, but as a male, you might find it easier to squeeze in your urinary, the muscles that you use to stop to urinate in with. So squeezing on the Sat, those muscles that stop you from urinating, your pelvic floor muscles, your rectum, your navel, and then Nam, we release it. And it takes a little bit of getting used to, but just do what you can for now. So let's begin. Eyes are closed, gazing at the third eye point, and we begin with Sat Nam. Sat, squeeze it. Nam, release it. Sat Nam. Sat Nam. Sat Nam. And it's really subtle. You shouldn't be able to see your body moving. Sat Nam. 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 Sat. Now inhale. Pull the pelvic floor muscles up and in. Squeeze the rectum. Squeeze the muscles that you use to stop urination. And release it. Hands on the thighs or the knees, palms facing up. And just notice the sensations after that. Sat Krya. Just be mindful, as they say in Buddhism, or self-sensory. And we're going to gently come up now for the standing portion of this Krya as we come towards the end of it. And gently coming up to standing. I like to come up to it in a gentle down dog. So just pumping the knees and then bringing myself gently, unfurling the body up. And now coming into standing, we're going to come into a goddess pose or a horse stance. I prefer a goddess. And in this goddess pose, what we're going to do, we're going to inhale, we're going to bring our hands above our heads in prayer pose. And then exhale, we're going to extend our arms out and then reach to one side. And then inhale forwards, and then we're going to exhale down. Inhale back up. exhale to the other side. Inhale, center, exhale, down, forward fold. Mudra in the same position, and then exhale to the other side. Inhale, exhale. So we're doing this for another 1.5 minutes. Inhale, exhale. So it's like an archer. Inhale, center. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, center. Exhale to the opposite side, archer. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. And keeping that low horse stance. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. So this horse stance is really important for Kundalini. Now continue on your own. So I could just explain a little bit about horse stance. So this position is very powerful. It is stimulating your femur, the bone marrow, and the activation, creation of the red blood cells, which is needed obviously for the body. And what we're doing by pressing low, we are creating new blood chemistry, more blood cells, sorry, that will help then when we're doing the other asanas, we're stimulating our glands and organs and secreting peptides, hormones, lipids, and proteins that help us to create new blood chemistry. So last round, and wherever you are, now inhale, come to center. Come into that deep horse stance if you can. And then release. And then just gently bringing yourself back up to standing. And we're going to paint our aura. So just here for a 1.5 minutes. Sorry, my arms are cut off the screen here, but I'm just extending my arms up. My hands are parallel to each other. Fingers are spread. And I'm slightly, as you can see, I'm slightly kind of curving my back here, slightly looking back. So my head is looking up to the ceiling. And then on the exhale, we come down, arms behind us, and then inhale back up, and then exhale down. So it's kind of a fluid flowing motion. This helps to strengthen our electromagnetic field, also known as our aura. So don't bend too far back. Just go as what feels comfortable. Bending the knees as we come back into that. And the exhale, inhaling up, exhaling down. And now release and just come dangling for a moment. Just allow your body to hang. You can bend your knees, whatever feels comfortable, and just hang for a moment. And gently and slowly come lying onto your back. Just lie on your back. You can put your blanket over you. I'm going to put my warm socks on as we come into Shavasana. So that's the Krya. And now for your beautiful, juicy Shavasana. So just get comfortable Lie back on your mat. Get your blanket over you. This is a really, really important part of any yoga practice, not just Kundalini yoga, but any yoga practice, as we allow the energy to settle and also for our body to now begin to integrate the practice. The body, the physical body, needs time and space, which is why we often have these moments of stillness between every asana in Kundalini yoga. So gently begin to relax your toes, relax your feet, your ankles. Relax your calves, your knees, and your thighs deeply and completely. Relax your lower back, your sacrum, your spine, your lower spine, your upper spine. Relax your solar plexus. Relax your diaphragm, your lungs, your heart, your rib cage, and deeply and completely relaxing the shoulders, the neck, the back of your head, the crown of your head and your forehead. Deeply and completely relaxing the eyes, the brow, your cheeks, your mouth, your teeth, your chin, your jaw. Relax even deeper still, relaxing the throat, the arms, the elbows, the wrists, and your hands and your fingers. Deeply and completely relax your entire body. Feel it melting into the mat, into the floor that you're lying on. Relax ever so deeply. Now gently begin to wriggle your fingers and your toes. Rotate your wrists and your ankles, and rotate them in the opposite direction. And inhale and take a big stretch. Stretch your arms over behind your head, stretch and stretch your toes, just stretching into your full body glove. And begin rubbing your hands together, the palms together, and the soles of your feet together. And you can gently either rock and roll on your back so that you're massaging your spine as you come up, or you can just come onto your left or right side and just gently bringing yourself up. And when you're ready, coming into easy pose or half lotus, sitting on your cushion or your mat, we're just going to spend the last few minutes doing our meditation. This meditation is simply chanting Ma, Sa, Ya. So this is going to deepen our connection. I'll start the timer. Deepen our connection, as we've been doing with this Krya, to our inner GPS, our inner wisdom, the wisdom in our DNA from our ancestors, and also our connection to, if you believe, to source or the divine, or the wisdom that is, the consciousness around us. So on the Ma, we're going to bring our hands, interlace the fingers, as we did in the South Korea, in the Krya. We're going to bring our hands here. So that's Ma, and then on the Sa, we're going to come into prayer pose, thumbs touching the sternum. On the Ya, we're going to extend our arms out. So it goes Ma, Sa, Ya. So the Ma, this activates our gut neurological center, or our gut brain. We have 3 neurological centers, the head having the most neurons. So it's Ma, Sa, the heart brain. Sa is the sound of the breath. And then Ya, as we connect, opening up our antennae from our crown and also our hands to the consciousness around and the wisdom around us. So it will go like this. Ma, Sa, Ya. And then breath. Ma, Sa, Ya. So if you're ready, let's begin chanting together. So start with a mudra in front of our solar plexus. Inhale. Exhale completely. Inhale to begin our chant. Ma, Sa, Ya. 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 Ma, Sa, Masaya. 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 Last one. Masaya. Now keep your arms stretched up. Inhale deeply. Exhale completely. And just take a few more breaths here, arms extended. Inhale, pushing the belly out. Exhale, bringing the belly back towards the spine. And release the hands back down to your thighs, palms facing up. And just experiencing and absorbing the frequencies and energies of that mantra meditation. And we're going to end our time together. And you can stay here for a bit longer if you have time, if you want to just sit here in quiet contemplation or meditation, please do so. And you can tune out afterwards with a long sat, short nam, or you can just take my chants, my tuning outs, and let it absorb. I'm going to rub the hands together, palms to center, in prayer mudra, elbows flared wide, chin dipped in slightly. Inhale, exhale, inhale to tune out. Sat Nam and Namaste. Thank you for joining me today in this practice. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. I love this Krya, and I hope you did too. I hope you feel more connected with yourself, with your body, and also with your own inner wisdom, and that you feel supported and guided throughout the rest of your day. Sat Nam, Namaste, yogis. Sending you so much love.